Ladies and gentlemen, in this Red Gaming Theatricon video, we're going to be taking a look at a couple of mods for Torchlight 2, which is actually one of my favourite PC games right now. We're going to be taking a look at the NetherMancer, we're going to be taking a look at Storm Texture Pack, and also Synergies Mod. Now, you can get all of those, obviously, for completely free using the Steam Workshop, and they give you a bucket load of extra classes, as well as better textures, and a much harder gameplay setting. Now, Synergies Mod will throw so many enemies at you, it's going to be unreal. I'm going to click on New Game, and I'm going to show you what extra classes there are, and then I'm going to click Resume, where I've actually gotten partially through with my Necromancer. So I'm going to click on a New Game first, and I'm going to show you guys the classes that are available. You'll notice as well that the pets look very different. So that's kind of cool. So obviously you've still got the options for male and female on each of these guys and girls. Paladin. So yeah, there is a Paladin in this. I'll probably make a different one showing you guys a little bit of Paladin gameplay. There is indeed a Warlock, a NetherMancer, which is what I'm using. Warlock, Paladin, Outlander, which is a standard class, Necromancer, Engineer, Ember Mage, and finally Berserker. Obviously there are 4 of those which are standard classes. So I've gotten a little bit into the game, not super far, but about level 7 to give you an idea of what's going on. I don't want to go too far in because I don't want to spoil too much stuff. But as I said, this game is going to be very different with the Synergies mod. Basically, you are sent a absolute crap ton of enemies. But before we do any of that, I'm going to load the game up and I'm going to show you a couple of skills that I've got with my girl. So you can see first of all that I haven't. Oh dear. Okay, she's finding friends. Nope, stop it. You're bad. You look a bit like a Draenei, to be fair, but whatever. In fact, we can have a look at her. Yeah, she does look a little bit like a Draenei from World of Warcraft, but regardless. So let's have a look at the skills first. We'll start with death skills. Once again, I'll just click on that, so you can see all the bits and bobs that I'm using. Skull Barrage, you've got Pestilence. I'm just going to mouse over it for a second. Skull Barrage, Pestilence, Toxic Hex, Summon Lich, Essence Bind, Death Pact, Spore Hex, and then you've got passive skills like Spread the Plague, Undeath. Oh, balls. No. Come back here, you annoying person, you. You know what? Sorry about this, guys. They decided to hit my pet. Okay, yeah, let's go back in there. I completely forgot about the actual shit ton of dudes in that area. I'm just going to put my pet on passive and hope for the best. I can only apologise. Synergies Mod, there are so many enemies in, like, each area. Alright, let me just put my... there we go. Right, that should take care of that, and I'll just hide in this corner. So anyway, as I was saying, Infectious Touch, you've got Zombie Horde, which is always a good friend, as I'm sure you'll imagine. Soul Shatter, goodness. Phase, Reanimate Corpse, which is always a good friend. Death Dolls, Summon 2 Poisonous Dolls, Spectral Dragon, and obviously you've got Bone Dancing, where you've got Skeletal Horde, Bone Needles, Bone Armor. You can see basically that you've got completely different ways to play. Undeath is obviously things such as reanimating corpses, that type of thing. Death skills. I wish, to be honest with you, in terms of the mod, it had segmented this a little bit more, like one more melee and stuff. So I'm actually using melee on this. And I've got Zombie Horde, and I've also got Skeletal Horde, so we can just quickly utilize those. And you see that that does actually give me kind of a crap ton of dudes. So let's have a little fight, shall we? Alright, so I'm just going to send some death at these guys. It looks a little bit like Death Coil, actually, from the Death Knights. I'm really used to World of Warcraft, so sometimes I do use World of Warcraft terms. Okay. You know what? I forgot I actually have to turn my pet on. There we go. Right, let's see what happens. Ah, yes, melee swing. So before I go super far in, I just want to kind of show you guys the basic skills in a non-too-shit environment. So I'm trying to build like a melee class. I don't really know how that's going to work for me. You can see I could somewhat spam that though, which is kind of cool. So if I remember correctly... Yeah. If I remember correctly, that does actually inflict quite a reasonable amount of damage and inflicts a poison strike. So that's actually quite helpful, as you can imagine, the fact it actually disrupts them. Now, there are different quests around here, and oh dear, I'm making more friends already. Okay, he looks a very powerful friend. Ow. Now, what are my thoughts on this? Well, I have to confess, the game does look quite nice with these HD textures. I'm just going to quickly heal up there. And obviously right now, my characters are still fairly weak. Like, I don't have a lot of the abilities that you'd expect. And what does that one do? Bone Needle, summons a stream. Okay. There's a lot of impaling going on, apparently, on this. Which one does appreciate. Now, this amount of enemies has obviously got something to do with Synergies Mod. And, honestly speaking, you'd probably be better to deal with a lot of these. Let's just try and drop some skeletons down there. I mean, you can see just the ridiculous amount of enemies you're fighting. It's absolutely ludicrous. Thank goodness. Alright, let's just batter them with some physical melee, shall we? Fortunately... Okay, that guy's really starting to piss me off. Alright, let's try and get him up here so we can deal a little bit of damage. Oh my goodness, they're literally stacking on top of each other. Okay. That's not good. Sorry guys, just trying to concentrate just a hair here. Alright, hopefully we can get some... Now I have noticed a bug, like sometimes, for example... let's quickly heal up. You don't actually summon your guys properly, which is kind of annoying. I don't exactly know what the deal is there. Now, I can almost guarantee you that by the time I probably finish this entire battle, I'm probably going to be quite close to leveling up. So, as I was saying, I have been trying to build kind of like a melee-ish kind of build. Now, fortunately, I'm not actually taking that much damage at the moment. Alright. Just simply because of the amount of minions I've got, I'm guessing. Yeah, if you would die so we can actually get down the sodding stairs, really. Now, I'm aware that a lot of people are off-put by this amount of enemies, and honestly, there are a couple of versions of Synergies Mod. There is one which basically has a lot less enemies than this. I, on the other hand, decided to go full-on crazy because some people, well, let's just face it, they want a ridiculous challenge. And for those people who do want a ridiculous challenge, you have this. Now, in dungeons, where you're actually fighting a lot of elites, it's actually kind of crazy, because you could just imagine how quickly you can become overwhelmed. Alright, let's summon some friends to help me, shall we? I actually thought his name said something a bit... Oh, balls. Something a bit different. I'll be completely honest. Something a bit rude. Oh. Alright. In a moment, I'll probably be able to actually... look at my level progress. It's actually crazy. Gosh. So, personally... I actually quite like the Synergies mod. It is a little bit crazy, and it's nowhere near as balanced, if you will, as the proper regular version of Torchlight 2. Alright, there's a bit of a stutter going on there. That was a bit strange. But I think that's kind of part and parcel of it. I think that's what makes it absolutely fun, if I'm honest. Alright, let's just pretty much infect him with everything under the sun. Alright. We can actually relax for a moment. Right, let's actually have a look. So we can indeed get myself a... Something tells you it's not completely dead yet. It absorbs damage. Okay, we could increase that. Or we can increase the zombie horde. Unleash a shout. Gains ability to fear enemies and break their shields. That sounds pretty nice. I'm pretty sure you'll agree. Infectious touch is actually what I'm using a lot right now. This is that green slash. If I do that again, you can see that actually the next rank will be poison damage. So that's really tempting, because the idea of slowly poisoning someone is pretty sweet. You tear a temporary hole in the fabric of reality of the Nether, cause enemies to walk to wither away. Enemies' attack speed is reduced. Toxic, whatever the hell that is. Basically become very into fetish, apparently. Put up 2 fetishes. You know what? Oh, sod off. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna get this as soon as possible, but I have to be level 715, which is unfortunate. Alright. Let's just unleash some death. Much death shall be unleashed upon you, my good sir. My gut feeling is that I need something to protect myself, because I'm getting absolutely ravaged. Now, bone needles are handy. You can see that I can indeed make my skeletal horde a little bit more, but you know what? I'm going to go bone armor, and I'm going to stick that there. Let's see what happens if I use this thing. Right, I have whirly now. Well, that's not too World of Warcraft inspired, is it? Well, whatever. Right, let's actually heal before we go into that, because I don't really want to piss off that many dudes. Alright, let's also summon some dudes. Okay, now we can see the difference this bone armor makes. It's actually pretty nice. Alright, put that back up. One must fight with all of one's wits when I'm being absolutely pillaged by like a trillion different enemies at once. I think one concern that I have is that my weapons don't do quite enough melee damage, so for a while I'm just kind of flailing at the enemy, and then occasionally I'll inflict like a critical strike and get lucky, if that makes sense. Okay, you are a pain in the ass. Okay, that... I kind of like the sound that makes, like... Pew, pew. Oh, okay, that actually does quite a lot of damage, to be fair. Oh, okay, so we got me some long-range attacks. I actually forgot that was long-range, if I'm honest. Yeah. Feel like a sir. Alright. I don't know why I feel like a sir, but anyway... okay, we've got 2 quests, and we've got a waypoint portal. So my gut feeling is that we head over here, and we actually try to find ourselves a dungeon. Let's try sniping these little bastards. Try to see how effective it is. Apparently it's super effective so far, because they're not really able to do much other than get... Oh gosh, oh dear. The good news is my magic just doesn't seem to be going down too badly. Alright. Alright, let's send a bunch of skeletons in there. And also batter them with some... There we go. Cool. There. That wasn't so bad. You can kind of tank. So as I was saying, I find myself somewhat living and dying by classes. One of the problems I had with Torchlight 2 is that I didn't really like a lot of the classes that much. Now, the NetherMancer is kind of fun. I will be honest, I feel it's a little bit overpowered. I think it's not that balanced, considering the amount of enemies that I'm trying on. I would imagine if I was trying this with, say, an Outlander, I would probably not be going too well. That's a gut feeling I have, because I haven't really gotten one that far in terms of levels. I mean, let's just have a little bit of fun here and see how many we can actually take on at once. Okay, that's not ever the sounds you want to hear. I will grant you that these guys are not that high level. I mean, I am technically out-leveling them as well, which is probably not really helping their cause much. Okay. However, we should be heading into tougher areas in just a moment. Oh dear. Okay, you are a pain in the buttocks. Feel free to attack now. You know, don't let me put you off or anything. There we go. Okay, let's try and make our way. Oh dear. I have a feeling I might have regretted going quite so... I might have gone too greedily. Okay, I guess we're going to see just how tough my character is now I've got all these on me. Now, just like the Outlander, you can see this bar here, which does actually cause you to do more damage when you go kind of crazy on it. Oh dear. Let's try sniping these guys a little bit. Alright, cool. Unleash death. Death shall be unleashed. Admittedly, I have been using a few potions here, but even so. Fortunately, I am playing an overpowered class, it appears. Ah, there we go. Oh, and she's back as well. Let's... Come back here! There we go. Look, the bodies hit the floor. Oh, he doesn't look a friend. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be fine. Fortunately, they dropped so many bloody health potions. Oi! Okay, ridiculous amount of corpses everywhere, but other than that... there's Truncheon there, oh dear. We're back running. There we go. I will say that move does absolutely ridiculous damage. I mean, check the damage on this sucker. Okay, you can block it, which is kind of a pain. So all of the drops in Synergies Mod, in case you're... in case you're not getting it by now, are ridiculous. It's literally just goes in crazy. Now, I was saying earlier about classes before I constantly got rudely interrupted. The issue I had with Torchlight is that I actually found myself a lot of the time not particularly enjoying some of the classes. I do, however, love the fact that you can simply add more. As I said, this is like the first one I'm showing you guys, because I also wanted to show you a little bit of Synergies Mod. One of the reasons that I'm going with such a ridiculously overpowered class, to be honest with you. Now, not all of them are overpowered like this. I want to point that out. I mean, some obviously are more overpowered than... Oh dear. That'd be bad. Right, I'm going to put everything on... There we go. You could even recognize some of the WoW names, like Fellwalker, for example. Oh dear. Have some solely death or something. I should probably level up my character as well, so we can actually... Yeah, there we go. Right, we can actually get some goodies, and let's actually spend a bit of time looking at the skills. So, Bone Cage, you summon bones around a target, trapping it, and reflect damage. Bone Wall, you summon a bone wall to block passageways. That doesn't sound overpowered, you see. +2 to physical armor. Okay, so increases my armor 2% or 3%. Bone needles are weapon damage as poison, which is pretty damn ridiculous in my personal opinion. Skeletal horde is quite shiny. Reanimate corpse. You reanimate... Oh, I'm sorry, that's just got to be just done. It just has to be done. I don't know about you. I want to reanimate you. Well, that was somewhat less amazing than it could have been. You reanimate the corpse of a fallen enemy into a ravenous fiend. Oh well, I kind of was expecting a bit more than that. Soul Shatter, Death Dolls. Summon 2 poisons to destroy your enemies. Their resilience grows with each skill point invested. Okay. Pestilence. You tear toxic. You conjure a wicked fetish which pulls enemies into its grasp. And stunned legs pull beneath it. Up to 3 foes can be caught in the fetish, and large foes are prone to resisting it, as you'd expect. Okay. Let's have a look at these. Enraging Dead. Face this terrors. You harness the 4 skulls of the apocalypse. Every time you're struck in combat, you have a chance to summon them. You bolster the armor of your health. Ah, see, now that's kind of shiny. Siphon Life. I don't get that yet, but that's just ridiculous. Infernal Scourge. You have summon a powerful Infernal Scourge. Minion Master. Okay. You coat your weapons with venomous agent, and if your enemies explode... Oh dear. Your expertise with elements allows you to do extra damage. In Spreading the Plague, you summon an aura of poison around yourself and damage and devast everyone around you. That's not overpowered, you see. That's what I like about it. Okay, so I'm probably going to go for that. And I've got another skill point, so I'm going to spend that on... Where was that bloody ability? Bone Wall. Okay, let's go with that, because I want to show you guys some kind of cool abilities as we level. So, we got some shiners over here. Huh. That's actually kind of cool. Okay, it's got a long cooldown on it, surprisingly. Okay, let's... I really want to gather like a massive bunch of enemies now and try that out. Come on. Come on, little fellas. Promise I won't hurt you much. Oh, you can actually batter them through it. That's awesome. Okay, I'll accept that. Oh dear. The fun of mods. You gotta love it. So anyway, I'm gonna get just a little bit further in. I think you guys have got a fairly reasonable idea of just how ridiculous some of these... Ludicrous, actually. Let's go with the word ludicrous. Oh dear, okay. Let's get some enemies. Let us get many enemies, apparently. Because I'm going a bit crazy here. Okay, let us pull many, many enemies. Alright. If I was in WoW right now, my meters would be going crazy. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dearie, dearie me. Alright, you know what? Screw this. Alright, we are now healed, and now we are capable of destroying all. All, I tell ye. And again. So yeah, the mod is pretty fun. As I said, the only problem I have with it is it's a little bit overpowered. I mean, I'm not actually, to be honest with you, super trying. And you can see just how ludicrously overpowered you are. Now, obviously, these are not exactly super powerful enemies, but even so, Synergies Mod, you're supposed to struggle, to be honest, even on enemies that are lower than you, simply because of the amount of them. But yeah. You can imagine how crazy it could actually really get if you've got some of the extra shiners. I will say, however, that I think these two mods work quite well together. Just, what the hell's going on there? There we go. He's having a bit of a strange moment for a second. Oh dear. I'm sure you're fine. You don't need mana? What's that gonna do for anyone? Alright, let's just get a little bit closer to where the hell we need to go. Alright, let's actually have a look at the a dungeon for a moment. Actually, also going to spend my talent point, my skill points, because I forgot to do that because I was silly. That is under character. So, I think the main thing is I'm going to bump my strength up because I'm using that quite a bit, and I'm also going to bump my focus up because I'm running out. Yeah, there we go. Actually, I'm just going to take that down just a smidgens. Right, there we go. So I'm kind of going for like a glass cannon-y, non-tank, destroy everything kind of approach. Right, let's see how we handle this. Alright. Oh dear, okay. Didn't realise there was more dudes over there. Come on, you're going to take more than that. Ah, the craziness. They're literally just stuck, getting pretty much raped. When it explodes, I'm almost positive it does damage. I'm not 100% though. Right, we have to concentrate a little bit more because they definitely do hit harder. Not least of all because there are not only a ton of them, but they're also higher level. And apparently we also have enemies who decide that it's a great idea to be elite, which is not exactly what I consider ideal. Of course, a really cheesy tactic that I've already just thought of is a quite simple one. You could probably just prison them with a bone cage, and then you could pretty much just, you know, own them at leisure. Allow me to demonstrate using this dude. So yeah, I kinda like the mod. It's a bit silly, honestly. I will be trying out Synergies' own classes. Probably in the next couple of days. Now, I'm also, of course, going to be covering a lot of PlayStation 4 stuff, since it's actually decided to be launched in the UK at some point soon. Okay, alright, we're healing. That's good. Alright, we've shattered his shield. He doesn't need that. Okay, you know what? I don't like you. See, this is where I wish you could actually block an area off. Oh, jeez. Okay, this guy is not screwing about. Alright. We're doing better. Sort of. I think the primary issue I'm having is that my weapons suck. But such is the way, oh dear. I didn't realise I was so low on life. Probably would be better off to keep using my shield, but the thing is, it gives such little armor. There's one good thing, at least this can bloody well...
Not enough mana. My mana is low.
I mean, this is how ridiculous this is. You can see that my mana regeneration is so fast
My mana is low.
that I'm actually able to continue to spam that regardless. Which is absolutely crazy in my personal opinion. So yeah, this is the only thing about this. I would say that if I were the mod creator, I would tone down the abilities a hair. Considering. But other than that, I think it's bloody great fun. I think it would be absolutely crazy if you were to be playing a multiplayer game with this. I imagine there would be some absolute ridiculousness you could do if you were with, say, a Berserker. I'm going to be trying out most likely a Paladin for the next class, just to kind of try it out. As it looks somewhat fun from what I'm told. So I'll probably do that in a video as well. Ow, you suck.
My mana is low.
You can see just how quickly I'm able to actually just murder them. I don't think my equipment's the one that's doing it either. Let me just check that. Make sure I'm not speaking rubbish. I mean, look, I'm using, like, the shittiest gear in some cases. I mean, look, that's awful. That is absolutely awful. Shotgun of skill. Oh, it's not that bad, I suppose. Got a lot of random weirdness. Heavy sword. Which isn't that bad. But, I mean, you can see that my current DPS weapons are just bad. Not, you know, sort of bad, just bad. You know, just that kind of level of bad, so... pet and million health, 14 health, strength attributes. I mean, that's not bad. I'd say that's probably a little bit better than what I've got. I mean, sure, I'm losing a little bit of mana, but you know what, I'll probably say that it's a trade that is worth it. Oh, that's not too shabby. Only thing is, you're missing 7 poison damage and 11% attack speed, but you know what, bollocks to that. Let's go with an Axie. Oh, okay then. The only problem with that is we're actually losing both weapons. I didn't actually realise that was a two-handed weapon. Damn it. Alright, that's 0.72. That's slow, okay. Alright. So I'll get just a little bit more into this, and then I'm going to stop. Ah. Oh dear. You guys just gonna chill while I, you know, own your friend. Alright, cool.
Not enough mana.
There we go. Huh. Chaos Ember Spark. Boris the Scout. Alright, let's try enchanting some weapons. One, two... that wasn't exactly what I was hoping for.
Fortune favors you.
I'm getting crappy items, to be honest. Alright, well, you suck then. I suppose I can pew-pew them. Can we rain down death upon them? We can sort of rain down death upon them. We can do sort of rain down death, which I suppose is better than not being able to rain down death. Anyway, as I said, hopefully you've enjoyed the look at the absolute ludicrousy that is this combination of mods. As I said, it's not balanced, but I don't think the author intended it to be balanced. So, as I said, I will be doing some more on some other character mods and some texture mods and everything else, because we're going to be doing a lot more PC mods and stuff as well for games, since they're, you know, a thing. So, anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you soon. I'm sorry, I just want to see what the bloody mallet is. Let's have a quick look at that. Okay, we're gonna actually have to test that out, I feel, just for a moment. So there should be some dudes. Apparently I missed something here. Oh well, whatever. Right, let's try melee. Well, yeah. The fact that it's actually using weapon damage as a gauge is absolutely insane. Because the damage you do if you're, you know, using weapon damage as a gauge, and I just bumped that up, is absolutely just atrocious. Okay. I mean, that is insane. Look, it's pretty much... Oh, okay. That needs to be found. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let me just hold shift and try and snipe them and see what happens. Yeah. I mean, I'm not even using Bone Shield for a second, but we'll just... Right, let's try flailing wildly, see what happens. I think that kind of gives you an idea of just how overpowered this is. I mean, just look at the damage. I really want to fight that huge-ass piece of crap. Yeah, come down here. Come down here, you bitch. I meant bitch in a nice, unrespectful way as well. Yeah, now you're helpless. You can just get pounded on. Will you bloody sod off? There we go. You know, if I tell you to... Go, oh dear, that's... Getting surrounded by two dudes with huge hammers is inherently bad. That's a pro tip. I found that when I play mini games. Anyway, I've had far too much fun here. So I'm gonna leave you guys to it. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.